All right, so VW has made some big claims about their EV lineup, including that they'll release one new battery electric model each year through 2026. Well, it looks like they are keeping that promise, as last week they revealed the ID Aero, an all-electric sedan due to start production for worldwide delivery next year. So this will be VW's first sedan in its ID lineup. So far they have the ID3, the ID4, the ID5 GTX, and the ID6 in China, along with the ID Buzz minivan, which is starting production. So let's look at some specs. The ID Aero will have a 620 kilometer or 385 mile range, but keep in mind that's WLTP, so take that with a grain of salt. It's going to be built on the MEB platform like the other ID series. It'll have a 77 kilowatt hour battery. Sound familiar? Yeah, this is a lot like the ID4. The drag coefficient is a bit worse than the Model 3 at 0.23, but hey, the door handles are replaced with illuminated touch surfaces. Not sure why. First deliveries will begin in China in the second half of 2023, followed by Europe with cars made in Emden, Germany, and then the US, but we haven't heard yet where they're going to make those cars. Likely it's going to be Chattanooga, Tennessee, although VW is planning a second US factory, although they couldn't possibly get that up and running and make this car by then, so I'm not sure. Now look, we have driven the ID4. I think that this sedan is going to be a very similar version to that in terms of its powertrain, in terms of its handling. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It was a perfectly acceptable electric car, and I'm excited to have more of them on the road. But again, to me, this does come back to charging network. We really need more chargers if we're going to have all of these new electric cars on the road. You can't drive to an Electrify America 4-stall charger and expect to have enough charging there for VWs, Polestars, Ioniq 5s. Like, they're just not going to be enough chargers. So that's my concern, is that as we ramp up on more and more cars and people get into more and more EVs, we're just not going to have the EV charging infrastructure for them as we do with the Tesla supercharger network.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips. You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Tuesdays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below and head over to the Now You Know channel.